Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 10 o'clock. It's time to call our meeting to order today. We do have a quorum, and we welcome all of you that are here. Is Carrie John? There you are, right there. Thank you, Carrie, for agreeing to pray for us today. If you will, you pray for some guidance.
Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for today. God, we thank you for Cooke County and for the men and women here in this room. We begin today just by praying for the peace and the prosperity of Cooke County. God, we thank you that you have entrusted us with this town, with this county, and with the people here in it. So let us just not forget what a privilege and honor it is to steward the resources that you have given us. Thank you for the leadership here in this room. We ask that your will be done in this court and in Cooke County as it is in heaven. We ask for your wisdom and your guidance as every agenda item is gone through today. Will you just multiply our time together? May you be honored by everything that's talked about today. So God, we just invite you into this meeting. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Carrie is Valley Creek Church, right?
Yes, sir.
Glad to have you today. You're welcome to stay with us if you wish, or leave, whichever you wish to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Adam, I believe it's your turn for the pledges.
United States flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Once again, thank everybody for being here. Did anybody sign up for any public comments? Not today, okay. We'll start off, as we often do, with a presentation of a proclamation declaring the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Excuse me. And I will read the proclamation. Ginger, are you going to be the acceptor?
I will accept that.
All right, thank you very much. Proclamation declaring Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy and dignity, security, and humanity due to the systematic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control and/or abuse, including abuse to children and the elderly. Whereas the problems of domestic violence are not confined to any group or groups of people, but cut across all economic, racial, and societal barriers and are supported by societal indifferences. And whereas the impact of domestic violence is wide-ranging, directly affecting individuals and society as a whole, here in this community, throughout the United States and the world, and whereas survivors of domestic violence themselves have been at the forefront of efforts to bring peace and equality to the home. And whereas the Commissioner's Court has a moral obligation to work to prevent domestic violence. Now therefore, in recognition of the important work done by domestic violence programs, I do hereby proclaim the month of October to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and urge all citizens to actively participate in the scheduled activities and programs to work toward improving victim safety and holding perpetrators of domestic abuse accountable for their actions against individual victims and in our society as a whole. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Go ahead. Motion, Commissioner Art. Second, Commissioner Snuggs. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. It'll be signed and approved on this 9th day of October, 2023.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
And as we're signing this, we would like to get a picture of the presentation here, where y'all want to do it today. How many do you,
Just me today.
just you?
Just me.
Well, I bet we can do it right up here then, maybe. How about?
That's fine with me. Okay.
You guys did good work, Ginger. Thank you.
Yeah, what did you think? I just want to make sure they're all in it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Where do you want us, Delania?
I was gonna say, I don't want to stand in front of them, but I can, if you're over there.
I think we can stand, if you, I think so. Or we can come out there, either way.
Either way, whatever you guys want me to do.
I'm just following the lead.
Following the lead. You can. I was gonna say, you want me to squeeze between you guys, Jason?
Or we can do it right here.
There we go.
Got the seal behind us and
Yep.
everything
I
that
think
way.
that'll look good.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm good. I should at the same time. Are we gonna do it?
Mhm. Got it?
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for the work you guys do.
Got it. Thanks for wearing purple. There we go.
Thank you, Chelsea. You know what I mean. Okay, item number 7 is the consent agenda. And the consent agenda includes non-controversial and routine items that the court may act on with one single vote. The judge or a commissioner may pull any item from the consent agenda in order that the court discuss and act upon it individually as part of the regular agenda.
Motion to approve.
Motion, Commissioner Snuggs to approve.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Hollowell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. The consent agenda passes 5-0. Item number 8, we're going to open a public hearing at 10:08 concerning the closing of Log Cabin Road in Precinct 2. Does anybody wish to have anything to say? Brad?
Yes, sir. This is my road. This is where I live. There's only my family and one other family that lives down there. So it's not going to be affecting anybody but us. It's a dead-end road, and about the only thing that dead end's good for is people dumping trash and dogs and everything else down there. So since February, we've been there, and we've had about 5 different times where people have dumped stuff down there, whether it be a dog or trash or whatnot. So we just want to get the road closed so we don't have that problem anymore. And again, it's just me and my family and my neighbor's family down there, and that's it. It's just us two.
Should this one get the public posting
Yeah.
in the paper?
Is it? And that's why I didn't know. Well, did we put it in the paper? Does it need to go in the paper? It needs to go on the road and on the courthouse.
Yeah.
It's been
I
on
have been told that just as long as it's an open hearing in court, that it doesn't have to be.
the paper, that's what I thought, yeah.
It has been posted on the road.
It's been on the road.
Today's the 20th day. It's been posted in 2 places on the road.
And I don't have a problem at all with the closing. My concern is about the procedure, because I think it needs to be in the paper, and it also requires 8 signatures. They don't all have to live on the road. It requires 8 signatures, but they don't all have to live on the road.
We have the 8 signatures. Well, actually, we have 7 signatures because there's only 7 of us that are down there. There's not 8 of us that are there.
Yeah. It says 8 people, but it doesn't have to be 8 people on the road, Brad. Okay? And like I said, I don't have any opposition to it all, but if we don't follow the procedure, if somebody else has an issue later, then we don't want it to become an issue for you
Okay.
or your group.
Is this the road with Cooley's?
Yes, sir.
I'll sign it.
Yes, sir. It's the road, my family and Kathy Cooley's family are the ones that share that, yes.
I'll sign it, I'd be glad to.
Have you heard from Kathy?
I thought she was gonna be here today, but her or Matt, one, I thought were supposed to be here today. but-
Everything's fine with her. I just thought since you knew who it was, that you'd talk to her or something. She signed it. So
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
only thing.
Thanks,
I'm
Brad.
missing is the signatures in. I was the same way, but we've read up on some of the newspaper postings and all that, and Chelsea's talked with Kathy, and I think we're good.
All right, we're good. Anybody else have anything to say about closing Log Cabin Road? If not, we will close the public hearing at 10:11. Item number 10, deliberate and consider possible action regarding closing of Log Cabin Road in Precinct 2.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Snuggs makes the motion to approve the closing. Do I hear a second? Second. Commissioner Sicking, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I'm going to oppose that, not because I'm opposed to the road closing. I'm just concerned that if we didn't follow our procedures, that might be an issue.
All right. Noted. All right. That motion passes 4 to 1. 4, 1 against.
And I don't have a problem.
Caldwell.
Has to be
Yeah,
unanimous
that's what I
vote.
was thinking on that. We've got to have unanimous.
Okay,
on that.
just a minute. Shelley, are you reviewing it? I think it has to be posted in the paper.
But it has to be any man, you.
Okay, if it's posted in the paper, and I think the 8 signatures should have been available from the beginning, but if it's been posted in the paper for the public, then it's a non-issue. And again, procedure is my only concern.
No, I totally understand.
I
We
mean-
can bring it back in 2 weeks. It's not a big deal. It just,
Well, it may be if it requires posting, how long does it take to post?
we can have it posted by Wednesday.
A unanimous vote is not required to discontinue.
See, never has in the past, but, yeah.
Does it say anything about the public posting on that?
I could be wrong. Things change almost daily.
You talk to TAC. Chelsea, you talk to TAC.
I just don't, because we've done this one other time before, since I've been here.
Kathy said it did not have to be.
I have to read the code.
It doesn't have to be unanimous. So,
Well, the statute says it does, the material put out by TAC doesn't. A unanimous vote of the Commissioners Court is required to close, abandon, or vacate a public road or alter a public road except to shorten it from end to end. That's Transportation Code 251-051.
Will you say TAC?
Tax handout that says it does.
Allison's the one that gave us our original packet on how to do it, but,
Jason, was it posted? You said it's posted here?
It's posted on the road and posted at the courthouse for the 20 days, yeah.
my suggestion would be while she's researching that, let's move along and come back to it, if you guys are okay with that. I certainly don't mind supporting it as long as we follow procedures. And I
Come
think
back
all
to
of
it
us
then.
would be agree with
All right,
that.
we'll come back to it. Item number 11, deliberate and consider possible nomination of candidates for Cooke County Tax Appraisal District for 2-year term commencing January 1st, 2024. And on this item here, we do have Doug Smithson to explain to us what we're talking about here. Thank you, Doug.
Sir?
Yeah, no.
Been there, done that.
Doug Smithson, Cooke County Appraisal District. Every 2 years, the Appraisal District Board of Directors are to be appointed or put nominations out for board members. There should be 5 board members for the Appraisal District. You kind of got a quick summation on page 1 there, and they serve for a 2-year term. So in September, we notify the entities to make nominations. Then in October, the entities submit names to the chief appraiser. Once they get the names submitted to us, then basically we put in a ballot, send a ballot out. I would like for legislation to change some things, that if I could have just 5 people that automatically come out and don't have to send out a ballot, but still I'm required to send out a ballot and everybody has to cast their votes. So in that basis of it, that on page 2, you've kind of got another quick summation of what happens on thing. In the past year, we had 5 board members that were on there. Jerry Flatman, which has served for 12 years. He's in the western part of the county. He is stepping down after 12 years of serving on the Appraisal District Board. And so we appreciate his service as being served on that appraisal board for many years for the Board of Directors. You'll see on the page 3, there's, once we do get the nominations, I'll send out a ballot. You can cast your votes. And the votes are based on the amount of your levy percentage-wise, based on the 22 levy. So you'll see that the county has about 1,100 votes, and that'll be recalculated that, and you can cast your votes all at one, or you can spread them out among however many you want to of different ones that are on the ballot to represent. I look at it that we try to get representation through each part of the county, a possibility. And then on the same basis of it, when they come on the board, even though they are in each part of the county, you represent the appraisal district as a whole for the whole county, not just in your territory, even though you may have been nominated from. So that usually Gainesville School District will appoint 1, and they have, and then city kind of appoints 1, county appoint 1, and then we'll have something for the eastern and the western part of the county or southern part of Cooke County to have representation throughout the whole county. That's a quick summation. Jason Snuggs used to be on the board of directors, so I'm kind of familiar with it. But what we need now, we're kind of getting the nominations. I have 3 nominations coming up upon the possibility of a 4th one. I really haven't had anyone out here over in the eastern part of the county. That was the only part that's really not having. I say that's coming to Kellisburg. Usually we'll throw someone, make nomination in the eastern part of the county. But I haven't confirmed yet, final names on it yet. So, any questions?
Did you talk to the guy we visited with?
I did. He had to have approval from his wife first.
Okay, so we have, but still have a potential candidate there?
Potential, and which I know Kellisburg's supposed to have a meeting this week. Okay. And then I know Valley View is looking to probably some nomination in the southern part. If what happens is if there's more than 1 or 5 nominations or 6, then it'll be on the ballot. Then the top 5 that have the most amount of votes are the one they'll be on the board. That's the way it works.
I wasn't being rude. I had some idea what we were doing, so I'm researching road closures.
That's all right. So, any other thoughts, questions? So I guess between now and the next board meeting, or y'all's next commissioners meeting, we'll have an idea of what someone that you have interested in being a candidate or nominee to the board of directors for the appraisal district.
Just be clear, you want that name by next board meeting?
If possible. Well, when you have the next board meeting, which will be on what date?
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now. So in 2 weeks, then at that point, and you can nominate the same people that's other people nominated. Doesn't matter. Okie dokie.
But our guy has resigned. He's not interested in continuing.
Yes, James is not coming back. Yes, James Collins.
Who's that over there?
James Collins. He lives over there by Gary.
Okay, he came on after I left. So.
Yeah, he came on after. He decided not to come back. So that's all I got.
Anybody knows anybody who wants to run or wants to be a part of it? Just somebody willing to serve.
Willing to serve. That's what it is nowadays. one thing that happened in legislation, quick basis of it, that any county with a population of 75,000 or more would have the 5 appointed or nominees, but also they're supposed to have 3 elected positions. So 3 of the board members will be elected for a population of 75,000 or more. So it's going to be interesting to see, there's about 50 counties in the state of Texas that are population 75,000 or more. So it'll be interesting to see how many people want to be elected to be on the board of directors. One of those high-paid positions. All right, gentlemen, that's all I got.
Any other
Thank you, Doug.
questions for Doug?
If you do, give me a holler. If you know somebody, if they want to come talk to me ahead of time, or give them my phone number if they want interested to see what's going on, what all entails, just have them give me a call.
Okay.
And holler at me sometime, Jason, what you email me.
Okay, yeah, I'll get
Okay.
with you. My
All
brain's
right,
been
thank
tired.
y'all. Y'all have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you, Doug.
All right, back to the road closure. Transportation Code 251-052, a resident of the precinct may apply for a new road or a change in an existing road by presenting to the Commissioners Court a petition signed by 8 property owners in the precinct if the application is to request a new road or that a road be discontinued. 1 property owner in the precinct if the application is to change the road other than discontinuing. A petition presented must specify the beginning and termination points of the proposed new road or the road to be discontinued. Commissioners Court may not grant an order on an application made under this subsection unless the applicants give notice of their intent to apply by posting at the courthouse door and 2 other places in the vicinity of the affected route a written notice of their intent for at least 20 days before the date the application is made.
So courthouse and each end of the road meets it.
And 8 signatures.
You said that was done?
The postings are done, yes.
Yeah.
We didn't have the 8 signatures, and I didn't catch that, because he turned it directly into your office, and
But it could be anybody in the precinct.
Anybody?
Anybody in the precinct?
I already said I would be glad to sign this. I know where the road is and who lives there, so that would make his 8.
Are you in that precinct?
Yes.
fine with me.
Okay,
I think that qualifies.
you can change me to a 9, we can move on.
Okay, before we do that, let's go ahead and close out number 11 here. Item number 11 is no action at this time, but we're gonna bring it back in 2 weeks and determine our name at that time. Okay, so then, back to item number 10, we're going to change the vote to 5-0.
I did review, and it does say, depending on where you look, it says an unanimous vote, and so I don't want to be an issue there.
And I understand you. I respected why you were doing it.
Okay. That closes out item number 10. And remind me to sign that. Okay. Item number 12, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the burn ban. Mr. Fletcher.
Good morning, Ray Fletcher, County Emergency Manager and Fire Marshal. I provided you the latest KBDI update from yesterday. It's probably going to be about 7 to 10 points higher than that today because of just the drying that's occurring. We did get some rain last week, and in some areas it was pretty significant rain, but in other areas there's very little rain. We have had a couple of fires since that rain, and even with that, it's like it just about didn't happen. I think in the effort to be as safe as possible and to make sure, especially with this week coming up with as dry as it's supposed to be and high winds coming in Wednesday and Thursday with a cold front, there doesn't appear to be any more rain in sight. And so I would suggest we probably go ahead and leave the burn ban on until the next court and reevaluate then.
All the fire chiefs in my precinct said they'd rather see it stay on due to the wind.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we leave the burn ban in place.
I'm getting lots of phone calls,
I'm getting them too, but
people want to burn brush piles.
I know I've had a lot of calls that they're more wanting to make sure we keep it on.
Are they? Yeah.
They're more concerned that grass isn't gonna grow while it's cool, so.
Those brush piles will wait 2 more weeks, I bet you.
And I think it's a little drier on the west side of the county
Yeah.
than it is the east.
Right.
But when we do it, we have to do for the whole county.
For the
We can't
whole
split
county.
it, so.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Commissioner Sicking, all in favor that we leave the burn ban in place, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Thank you, Ray.
Sir.
Item number 13, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the landfills in Cooke County. And our guest speaker from Austin is not here today, but he will be here in 2 weeks. So I recommend we put this off 2 weeks and bring it back in 2 weeks. So item number 13 is no action at this time. Item number 14, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the Main Street parking lot. Commissioner Sicking.
How are we sitting there, Shelley? Are
I'm sorry, what?
we on the parking lot? Are we,
Waiting on Vessels to finish up the, punch list that the engineer sent out.
I've talked to him the other day, I thought they had it finished.
I haven't received an invoice or, I don't have anything.
There's no action?
We ordered the signs.
Okay.
Say again. Oh, the sign's been ordered?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So item number 14 is no action. Bring that back. Item number 15, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the real property on Highway 82.
The plan is to disposition that through auction, and the auctioneer wanted some more information, pictures, stuff of that nature. Shelley and I took a road trip, took some pictures, found out that there's an electrical meter on it, and probably 10 of the storage buildings on it, the rooms, are got locks on them, they're occupied. So Shelley wanted to be sure that we had a survey, and you good with that survey I just provided you? So our goal will be to provide survey, the aerial photos, the pictures that we took to the auctioneer, and then we're going to try to identify who has the meter on the building. Probably going to have to do some eviction notices. Is that where you at, Shelley?
Well, we need to find out who gave easement rights to put the utility poles in.
And if you notice on the survey, which you guys have, the utility poles start at 82, and we own 282 according to this survey.
Well, it also looks like it goes on the other side of the barbed wire fence. Is that what you're?
Yeah, according to this survey, yeah. But we resurrected the survey. Some of you guys, I think everybody's seen it, but just in case you haven't, you have the aerial photo.
But it doesn't encompass these storage units all the way back to that cell phone tower or whatever it is.
Yeah, or is the drawing incorrect? I don't know there, but, because I don't remember the small
Well, it could-
building before you get to the top warehouse, for those of you looking at me to the north. But anyway, that's where we're at. We're gonna probably have to evict the folks.
You know, electric, do you know who it is?
We don't yet. We need to get with the electric company and get we took pictures of the meter, got the meter number and stuff of that nature, so we can find out whoever's paying the bill is probably one that's occupying the storage buildings. And I have a pretty good idea who that is. And then, once we provide the aerial photos and the survey, then the auctioneer will run it as is, where he is responsible for their own title work. I think that's where the court was. We still there? Yeah, Judge, you got something?
Interesting question though. How do you evict what's your plan to evict someone?
I suspect we'll first get the county attorney to write them a letter or go through the JP's office and the constable.
Can we use our JPs to evict somebody from our property? I don't know, I just don't know the answer.
You cannot, electric company will not disconnect the meter unless they call it in.
Unless the owner calls it in, okay?
We can't call them until they pull the meter.
But hopefully we can identify
Right.
who's paying the bill.
Right.
And then I suspect we can provide them some encouragement. And if they have to vacate, I can't imagine them wanting to continue to pay the price for the meter. But I could be wrong. I've been surprised before. Does that answer your question, Judge?
I just want.
I would like to
check on
think that if our county attorney sends them a letter,
Yeah,
then they'll say, oops, better go. Because they've taken advantage of it now for years, because we've been working on it for 10 years, 10-plus years, closing it, and they've, at a minimum, they've occupied them, and they may well have been drawing revenues for that 10 years.
I'll check on that, see, the county attorney's sending a letter is nothing final, but the
Yeah, no,
eviction from the JP is a final action, so I don't know the answer to that.
I wouldn't know why they couldn't represent us.
Work with them, send them an invoice for rent.
Yeah,
Do what?
yeah,
Send them a rent.
Invoice for rent.
There you go.
so,
I'll check on that between now and
so
next time.
I will say no action, but Shelley and I are continuing to work on it. There's
Well,
no vote to be taken at this point.
Yeah, I think what we need to say on this one here is that we have begun preparations for, final disposition of the property on US 82,
It amazes me
rather
that
than no action.
people are occupying a piece of land and have a meter on it and paying bills and they don't own it. That just,
Yeah, it's been that way for years,
Blows
but
my
some of
mind.
that, that's on the court, because I've been trying to address
Yeah.
this for 10-plus years. You know, and
Okay, well,
Have we contacted the people that have their buildings on there?
I'm sorry, Adam.
Have we contacted the people that are
don't know
renting
who they
the
are.
buildings to the people?
I have spoken directly to the person that I think is occupying it, and have visited with that person off and on for several years. And they sold the adjacent property, which they did own, which is the storage buildings to the east.
Right.
So, it's gonna take an action, a letter or an action. It's not, just to go up and say you need to move your stuff's not gonna be sufficient.
Right.
right.
Does that make sense?
Well, okay then. Item number 15, work continues on getting rid of property on US 82 or getting out of county ownership. Bring back in 2 weeks. Item number 16, deliberate and consider possible action regarding broadband services. Commissioner Snuggs.
Nothing on this. Where,
That, this last conference, there's still a big push because there's grant money out there encouraging counties to make a move and be prepared. Not only to help the county, but the vendors that need to apply for grant monies. And we still have ARPA money out there. Most of you guys have seen this, but it's that recommendation that we received from the committee. We had put this together, and to do the wireless upgrade and some fiber to Callisburg, the county's portion of that with the share between Nortex and or NextLink was about $1.2 million for our part of it. May actually be a copy there, Jason. Is that the same thing? Yeah. Then we don't need to dwell on it today, but we need to probably begin to get with NextLink like we talked about, and say, hey, we want to partner with you guys, but we also want to be able to reach out to Nortex so that we have a combination of both fiber and wireless. And, you know, the better prepared we are, then the better chance we're going to have for getting some grant money. And that would be a real good place to spend the ARPA money, I would think. But
I would say we need to reject the proposal we have and put out 2 separate ones.
which is what we talked about too, but, you know, I'm sorry, it's like some of this other stuff, Highway 82 property and stuff, we just keep kicking the can down the road, and that's on me.
Well, in our defense on that, we were talking about this right at the tail end of budget too, so.
Oh, before budget, I mean, we've been
Yeah.
busy, there's
Yeah.
no question about that, but, I mean, and all of us have stuff to do, and we're busy, so, but I'll help if I can, if you need me.
But we'll need an action from the court to.
Well, we actually took an action, and then somebody was gonna go talk to them and say, hey, this is not the end of the deal with you guys being NextLink. We just wanna make you aware we need to,
No, we were tasked to go negotiate the price.
initially.
Yeah.
So, but probably 2 courts ago, we revised that, or 3 courts ago, and we said, hey, wait a minute, we realized we got an issue, we need to bow out with NextLink, is what we talked about. But said, let's not do that without a representative going and talking to them. And so we haven't had, that hadn't taken place to the best of my knowledge.
I'll pull that agenda.
Be sure
item
we've got it.
again and see what
Yeah.
we're talking about. He's trying to steal my pen.
Don't get my purple one, domestic violence.
What are you doing?
Well, it went blank, it said my
We're
battery's
about to
low.
have some- We're about to have some domestic violence here.
Yeah, but all of a sudden it said your battery's low and I'm plugged in, so I'm a little confused.
I'll get with you and pull that last decision. We talked about it.
So,
We decided, are we gonna talk
are
to
we,
them?
So no action on it today. I'll see what the last decision was and I'll.
Well, I thought Gary said we talked about that.
He's gonna confirm our conversation, Matt, before he goes off and does anything, and that's good.
Right.
Let's just not drop the ball, especially with ARPA money to be spent and some proposals in place,
I
because,
just didn't hardly hear what y'all was saying down there, so. I
yeah,
wasn't sure
yeah. You good? You good, Matt?
what-
okay, item 16 is no action, bring it back next court. Item number 17, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the annex. And at this time, there is no action.
What do we got? What's still left
What-
over there?
what-
'Cause I wonder what needs to still be on there.
Well, what we're gonna talk about is Pam's,
We need to look at the loading dock on the
the
back
loading
side.
dock back there where we can move voting machines in and out and use that area back there for curbside voting and that sort of thing is what we need
Okay.
to look for. And that's,
This election, I will have to reserve a spot.
right.
I might have one curbside order a day maybe, so it's gonna have a spot up front and nobody can park there.
In reality, there's no way we can accomplish this voting,
Even just for curbside.
this election,
Not just
in the back.
Yeah, just for that purpose, so I can, because we're not gonna have a lot of cars on this election. I'm telling you, maybe one a day, and we're gonna have a reserved spot up front.
Okay, what do you want to do? You
So
want,
I don't know if I can just reserve that spot in the back. I mean, if they park up front and get curbside, that's fine, but if they call, I can say, hey, I got you a spot in the back. That way we're not taking up that spot.
that's up to you guys, I don't,
I don't have a
no, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, you're not up there.
Yeah.
As long as you promise not to trip.
That's the only thing. We can't use it for moving machines or anything like that, or for people to come in and vote. But if it's curbside only,
I don't put any voter parking back there,
okay.
just the
I'm fine with that.
Just to not have to take a spot up front.
No,
They'll
that's-
still have a sign with an call up front, but it won't just be reserved, so it won't be a wasted parking spot for 2 weeks.
I don't know that you even need a court decision on that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just wanna know that.
But-
Yeah.
And I think there's probably some common ground if we go modify the loading area back there. Because we come there, I mean, it's pretty simple. Come out there about 10 foot and pour the concrete, dig up the tree stump,
Just one slab is all we're talking about back there.
make it one solid slab and extend it out into that parking area. And then take that ramp that's currently there and take it all the way across the front of what's the loading zone now.
Part of that decision, I mean, that's the easy part right there. I think part of that decision is what do we want to do with that door? Do we want to make it full-time access, or do we want to?
I wouldn't. No, I don't see any, I mean,
All we need to do is fix that
the
loading dock.
the loading dock's all we need to address. That was never intended to be a public entry, and if we do that, we're opening Pandora's box. We're giving up our security to the annex. I mean, it's badge reader access now, and, you know, it's not like a public entry. That'd be my
Use it
thoughts.
temporarily if we need to, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be a permanent access.
Yeah, no sidewalks, no ramps, not trying to encourage anybody to use it as an entry. Early voting, Pam will be going in and out. She's an employee, not an employee, I'm sorry, an elected official. You got county insurance.
Do we need a motion to,
I don't think so.
alter the slab?
Well, I think, Judge, probably,
You don't
it's
have
part of the
to call it
courthouse,
yet.
yeah. One, you don't,
Pardon?
one, Judge, we don't have any money budgeted. And two, before we could talk to it, you might want to get with your maintenance director and get you some bids and see what's going to cost. And the fact we have no money, but it still should be a pretty simple process for you and the maintenance director to, and we can talk to the maintenance director and tell him what we're envisioning. He can get it drawn and get a bid,
That's no problem. We can get a slab.
quote, bid.
We
Find out
can
what
get
it's
a
gonna
slab
cost
there.
us.
I just want to know if we need a motion to go out for quotes or whatever we're going to do to change that to a slab, or to fix what's back there now.
We just need to fix what's back there now.
Yeah.
Just repair it.
Address the loading issue so that IT can get in and out with the ramp.
I think probably to make it just super kosher, I'll make the motion that we approve maintenance, seeking quotes for a concrete slab to replace the broken tile that are at the back door of the annex. I think that'd probably cover it. Anybody have a problem with that?
No, I mean,
I don't hear a second.
if you want to bid on it, yeah, I'll second it if you want to get bids.
Okay. Since it's not in the budget is the reason that.
We'll just have to talk about it when it's.
Exactly.
It might not happen at all if the
It may
quotes
not.
come in too high.
It may not. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Pam, Commissioner Snuggs, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item number 18 is deliberate and consider possible action regarding the proposed way station. Once again, no action. Item number 19, deliberate and consider possible action regarding various grant funds. Shelley, what do we have on?
We're just gathering the data to submit the reimbursement claims, so it's no action.
Okay, no action. Item number 19. Item number 20, deliberate and consider possible action regarding the Crest building. Rick is not here.
Yes, he is.
Oh, is he? I'm sorry, you were hidden over there. I couldn't see you. I think we're done, aren't we, Rick?
Yes.
You have
Why not?
something in writing that says we are?
We don't have the elevator certificate, do we?
Not the one back from the state. There's a temporary one on the elevator itself.
Other than that, everything that I know of, everything's been done.
Yeah,
They're over there working and cleaning and doing.
Right.
I know, I walked by there the other day, and it's like a factory in there.
Yeah.
Have we got our retainer back yet, or are we just waiting on that certificate, Shelley?
No to the retainer, and I don't know.
Okay, because, I mean, somebody's, I guess,
don't know
got
who-
that action to put that in.
I don't know who asked for that.
I mean, it won't be on Rick to get the paperwork back to the Realtor to get that retainer.
What was the retainer?
$40,000.
For
They
the-
held back.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's asked the Realtor, I guess.
I can do that.
Yeah,
No, but you need to know, like I said, what she,
just get with Misty on that. Okay.
does she need the certificate back from the state, or just that it passed the inspection? You know, we may can close this thing.
Bill, I mean, if there's a temporary one on there, you just wait for the paper, should be able to get it done.
Yeah.
I'm told the paperwork from the state may take a couple of months.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think Rick's gonna tell us that the fine,
Has been waived,
has been waived.
correct.
Yeah.
But it would be my thinking, until we get money in our hand, we lose another air conditioner or something out there, then we got issues.
Well, it was specified to fix that one, I thought.
Yeah.
So that stuff's taken care of, I mean, whatever happened now is not on us.
Be nice to get it closed.
Tell us about it, Rick.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Tell us about it. What do you know?
As far as I know, everything that we're supposed to do has been done there.
And you can get what documentation you have to Commissioner Snooks, and you want that documentation in your hand, if he's got it?
Yeah, you've got something. If not,
I have the
later.
temp.
I'm texting her right now.
There's a temporary tag on the elevator that the inspector put on there. That's all I have.
But it's approved,
And then-
Should've
passed
done with
inspection.
With the clothing and stuff, documentation you're looking for.
Yeah, what it sounds like.
I mean, Rick's not gonna have that stuff.
No.
Yeah, that's not on Rick, it's some of us to deal with it.
I'm working on it.
Any questions?
I think so.
Okay?
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it.
Yes, I'll talk about the next one too.
Deliberate and consider, item number 20 is no action at this time. Item number 21 is deliberate and consider possible action regarding the Prosperity Building.
Well, really, the only thing that I have on that, and I'm not sure why it's still on here, is just the ongoing maintenance of the building. And the biggest issue, and we've known that for a long time, is air conditioning and heating. I heard discussion at last court about the boiler, and I did put money in the budget for the boiler. I don't know if it stayed in there or not, but it was $36,500 for a new boiler. That boiler is a 1955 model. And we don't have a track record with it because we didn't own it in the wintertime last year, so I don't know what to expect. But in anticipation of that, I put money in the budget for it. I've been told by the people that live over there that we have a lot of issues with it, work on it constantly through the winter. So
But we put that money there in case.
the money's there,
That we have a
yes.
failure.
I did put the money in the
I
budget
think
for that
that was our
if
old
we
deal,
need
don't
it.
go out and replace it, but we got the money there in case we
Yeah,
have a
we won't
failure.
replace it if we don't need to, but it is a 1955 model, so
It's
it's,
not a bad year, no.
yeah, not a
It's
bad
got
deal.
to say, aren't you like a 55 model?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm about a 34 model, but don't tell anybody. I'm handling it well.
And, of course, the other issue is the air conditioning, and the air conditioning needs some major work on it. That's something we need to talk about. It really needs to be replaced. Everything that's up there is obsolete, and it's a long story to explain how it is and everything, but need to replace it. The issue there is, if you are planning to remodel, then we need to know what the remodel plan is going to be prior to changing the air conditioning system, because your zoning may change. So that's going to be something that we need to plan and know what our plan is ahead, and plan all this together so we don't do something and then figure out we did it wrong.
Doesn't that also trigger the ADA
HVAC.
requirements and all that?
HVAC does not trigger ADA.
I'm talking about remodel.
Well, if you do remodeling, it would, but it
what I'm
depends on
talking
how much you do and that sort of thing. But
Depend on.
I'm just saying, we don't need to just go in there and change all the air conditioning right now, and then a couple of years down the line say, well, we're gonna change some walls, and now you've messed your zoning up on your air conditioning and that sort of thing. We just need to have a master plan together before we do.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason to leave it on the agenda and talk about what we might do or think about doing. I mean, when we have a need, let's put it on the agenda and discuss whatever it is. And, I mean, because we sit here every 2 weeks and make the place sound like a dump, and you know, which people need to remember, we bought that for less than $50 a square foot. It's a whole lot cheaper than building elsewhere. And if I just sit and listen to our conversations every 2 weeks, even though it's occupied, we're collecting rent, it sounds like it's falling down. And I don't think the court made a bad decision. I don't want it projected that way.
Speaking of agenda items, the proposed way station, does it need to stay right now until we get the highway a little further? Adam?
It probably could come off
Yeah.
until we figure something, after they get us information.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Pull the way station and pull Prosperity Bank
And Crest.
and Crest,
Go ahead,
yeah,
pull
pull
Crest.
Crest.
Pull the grass, pull the, now, but before we pull the Prosperity, this air conditioning is gonna be an ongoing problem, isn't it?
It's not, but that's a
It's a
maintenance
maintenance
issue.
issue.
We don't have the courthouse on here for the daily maintenance issue.
Or the air
It's a
conditioner.
maintenance issue, however, the first part of his question was, are we going to remodel, or are we
Well,
not gonna remodel, because that affects.
We don't have.
Are you ready to make that decision today?
We've only had one meeting
No.
on that,
I
back
mean-
before budget, so we can get down and, it's time to start thinking about what we wanna do with it, so.
Well, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
let's do it in the form of a workshop
Yeah.
scheduled to vote it, not just leave it on the agenda and say, sky's falling, it's a terrible situation. You know, we're not gonna do anything, but it's a terrible situation.
All right.
So,
We're going to remove the Crest Building from the agenda. We're going to remove the way station from the agenda. And we will remove the Prosperity Building from the agenda. However, I think it's important that we sooner than later decide what we're going to do with that building, whether it be a workshop or whatever it's gonna be, because if it's gonna cost us money continuously, we don't need to just pay money hand over fist and not even be able to address it anywhere. So have some kind of plan in your mind what you wanna do with that, with the building, if we take it off the agenda now.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
it'd be hard to sell it if it's a dump.
Item number 22, deliberate and consider possible action regarding Cook County EMS fire pager system. Commissioner Arnott.
I have nothing.
I
Thank you,
spoke
Rick.
to our,
Thank you, Rick.
I spoke to our radio support this morning, and our repeater's probably mid-January. Suggestion now is go ahead and install the 55 watt and anticipate we may get some negative feedback, but may not have any issues at all. So, unless the court objects, suggest to him move on.
I will support it since it's now January.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
And we didn't have any control over that.
Oh, yeah.
It's a supply issue. So,
Adam, what do you think?
It's gotta be better than what we got.
I don't get any pages over there.
Matt, do you have any thoughts?
Sorry,
Do you have any thoughts on,
I'd say move forward with it.
all right. So, would you like to make a motion of some sort, or how would you like to address item number 22?
Do we need a vote, guys? I mean, what we've done is voted to approve the installation of the repeater, and so this is just a temporary solution. So, you guys want a motion? You want me to move on?
Doesn't make any difference to me, I just, whatever.
What do you want, Jason?
I don't care.
All right, what I'm gonna do is just tell him, it's temporary.
He's loaning us a unit.
He's loaning us a
Yeah.
unit, there's not a cost, so, I'd say, move on. We're already taking care of business, we're not really changing anything, so. It's documented, there's no objection to it that I sense, so.
That'll work.
Should we remove this from the agenda?
No,
or just
please.
leave it on there? Okay.
I mean,
This one isn't ongoing.
Okay,
Till-
item number 22 is what?
It's no action as far as
Just
the
no
agenda
action,
goes.
okay. Item number 23, are we going to,
Oh,
I don't believe, I see.
can we, I hate to interrupt you, Judge,
Yes.
before we go to item 23, Misty just responded back, quote, "Did Rick leave?"
Yes.
Shit, well, that's no good. She said that we need the HVAC fixed. They may have already fixed it, but I've not heard from Rick in a bit. I'll touch base.
that's been
That's been
fixed according to us, yeah.
So
According to
I'll
Rick,
work,
it's been fixed.
yeah, I'll work on all this.
Okay.
I'll have it all sewed up and get our money back hopefully before next quarter.
Then we can close it out and be done, yeah.
Yep. What y'all
Okay.
laughing at? Y'all laughing at me? They might be laughing at
No,
me.
I don't think so.
Chelsea, you laughing at me?
No.
No, I just didn't know if we wanted to leave the EMS fire pager system on there.
Yeah.
One said yes, and
Oh.
one said no, I thought. You said please.
They're laughing at us.
I think he said, I just thought they were conflicting, so I wasn't sure whether or not to take it off or leave it
I
on.
mean, we could take it off for a while, but. And
We're
it,
gonna have it fixed.
it needs to be an ongoing, that one's still ongoing.
Okay, so we're gonna leave item number 22 on the agenda. Item number 23, executive session in compliance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Government Code, Vernon's Texas Code, annotated consultation with county attorney regarding proposed actions and advice to the court, real property issues, contract, any personnel matters. And we will go into executive session at 10:58. Let's end our executive session at 11:23. Item number 24, deliberate and consider possible action regarding consultation with attorney regarding proposed actions and advice to the court, real property, contract being negotiated, or any personnel matters. Anybody have anything? No action. Okay. Item number 24 is no action. Item number 25, do I hear a motion?
Motion.
Motion, Commissioner Snuggs.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Art. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Item number 25 passes 5-0.
Record time, Judge, you done a fine job.
And this court is concluded at 11:24.